Hello and welcome. I'm Susan Dunlop, and this is Coffee and Contemplation with Susan. Today's episode is a short interlude between guests. My next guest is due on in a few weeks' time, and we're going to talk about positive psychology. But today I wanted to share with you the work that I do through the Centre for the Empowerment Dynamic in the USA. I'm a Three Vital Questions and TED, the Empowerment Dynamic, certified facilitator, the first one in Australia, and just recently being joined by one further peer coach. So I'm very excited that we're going to start to expand this work throughout Australia. Not that I haven't done so already. I have been working with a school in Hong Kong and otherwise bring it to individuals and organisations across our lovely Australia that we live in. So TED is the antidote to the dreaded drama triangle. At the heart of TED is learning to shift from reacting to choosing our response to life events. So TED is created and owned by author David Emerald of the Centre for the Empowerment Dynamic in the US. David is a best-selling author of two books, The Power of TED and The Three Vital Questions, Transforming Workplace Drama. So talking in terms of transforming drama into empowerment, the drama triangle was first described by Dr. Stephen Cartman in the 1960s as having three toxic roles. The primary role is victim, secondary role is persecutor, and the third role is rescuer. Like as we watch in a TV drama, all those three types of roles are played out to make a drama interesting to be watching. When I'm talking about victim here, I'm also not talking about a victim of trauma or victim of any type of situation. This is about adopting the role of victimhood in the way we operate and communicate with people in our lives. It is something that's come about possibly from the time we were children. So it is something, it's a default that we go to in times of stress, as are the persecutor and rescuer roles. So the victim, as I said, is the primary role. And as you can see, if you're looking at the video version of this, the drama triangle is a downward pointing triangle. So the victim is at the bottom and is the primary role. Up at the top corner is a persecutor, is who or what the victim blames for their suffering. And on the other corner is rescuer, who or what steps in to relieve the victim's suffering. So we can do all three of these roles all by ourselves quite skillfully, even within a minute. And you can see it once you start to see yourself doing it, it's quite amusing to watch yourself play these roles out. So it doesn't need to be someone or something else that gets involved, or otherwise it can be quite a whole team environment that we can allow to have happen in our workplaces. So TED represents a shift from the dreaded drama triangle, as we call it at Three Vital Questions, to empowering relationships through its more resourceful roles of creator, challenger, and coach. The creator triangle is an upward pointed triangle. So the work is the creator is the primary role at the top, and it is supported by the role of challenger. So challenger replaces the persecutor role. It's about holding oneself and others accountable. And the role that replaces rescuer is coach. So coach is someone, not necessarily a professional coach like myself, but someone who empowers, develops, and encourages others. The creator is the replacement role for the victim. And to be able to see ourselves and others as a creator is integral to this work. The TED roles are passion-based and outcomes-focused. It's about what you do want. It's focusing on what you do want rather than a problem, about drama, and the anxiety that comes from that type of way of living through the drama triangle. So it's the passion fuel comes from understanding really what it is you do want and seeing what you do want in color. And so that's the type of work that we do, that we work through a plan to say, well, what is it that you're looking for? What's your current reality with all of this? What is getting in your way? What will support? What will inhibit you? And then just choosing some baby steps towards what it is you actually want in life. The dreaded drama triangle roles are ultimately disempowering. So as I said, it's heavy as the victim is down below, the persecutor and rescuer heavy on that. And it's quite a load to carry around through life, and it's a little bit exhausting to see it played out as well as play it in yourself. So people who choose to live and work from the TED framework are learning to choose their response to life, regardless of the circumstances. And it's a triad of relationship roles and dynamics that create resourceful, resilient, innovative, energized, and fulfilling connections with others that produce desired outcomes. So, by enlarging our understanding of these roles and putting them to work in our lives, we will greatly increase our ability to face and learn from life's dilemmas. However, to apply the TED antidote, there is an upgrade of our mindset required, our internal operating system, and that's where the work begins. We adopt the creator orientation, and then the antidote will become available. So, the creator orientation is about being focused on the vision, what outcome you do want, applying the understanding of the passion that's behind that. What is it that excites you about this that you're after? And then choosing simple baby steps that only you can take one step at a time. And sometimes you won't even know really how you're going to get to where your outcome is, but just choosing one step and having trust in yourself that you are walking towards it. And sometimes even having to take a few steps back, but always just getting back up again, saying, what am I focusing on? What am I doing that I need to do right now that will actually get me towards that outcome is key to the work. And as you make the shift from the DDT to TED roles, you're upgrading your internal operating system by adopting your natural creator orientation. The upgrade isn't a small shift. In fact, it may be the most profound shift you make in your life because it will alter your relationship with yourself, your loved ones, your co-workers, and anyone in your life. The empowerment dynamic will help you to begin by affirming your true essence as a resourceful, creative, and whole human being, because that's what you are. You will also uphold and see these same qualities in all others, viewing them as co-creators that they are. That's part of the essence of this work, is not that seeing ourselves as victims, but looking at the reality that we are creators in our life. And it takes conscious choice and conscious practice to change. The drama triangle roles are default roles that we human beings have gone towards in times of stress, and they could have been adopted from early childhood and from generations before us who brought that type of drama through in their lives. So this is about taking the conscious practice, and the work I do helps you do that. It's really a very simple model. It's just not so easy. You do need to take practice, but if you're moving towards it, that's one baby step towards where you want to go anyway. As you grow in your capacity to live and work more consciously and consistently as a creator, you'll be better able to choose what you focus on, to choose which relationships you want to nurture in order to co-create, and recognize that you are at choice in how you respond to experiences. So where could you begin? You can begin with the self-directed e-course, and I have access to that through my trainer's discount, so you can get that through me. You get that for your lifetime. So lifetime access, you have a licensed seat for yourself, and you get an interactive workbook. It's a very simple structure, really easy to follow course, and when you do it time and time again, you may want to choose each time whether you focus on something that's happening in your personal life, or you may focus on something that's going on in the workplace this week, today. Sometimes you'll surprise yourself and think that's what you were going to do, and find yourself focusing on something that's been bothering you a lot longer than what's happening in the workplace. I've always been a believer that whatever you've got going on in your personal life will unfortunately impact you and how you operate at work. And if something heavy is on you at work, if there's drama being played out at work, it will naturally fall on your personal relationships and make that not so pleasant at home. So this work makes that shift become a lot easier for you to spot it, to stop and look and say, where am I going? What did I really want? And you start to move back on the track to what you do want. So it's for anyone who wants less drama and more fulfilling and effective personal and work relationships. And I don't think anyone would not want that. The other way I've been doing it is you can bring your team on the journey. So at the moment, as I said, I'm working with a school in Hong Kong where the principal through to the janitor are doing the course. So I've got 50 people working through the course together. They do the self-directed learning on the e-course. And then in between of the units, we have facilitated group discussions. And it's deeper learning. It's about being vulnerable. It's about bringing a new language into your workplace and seeing that basically your co-workers are just human beings, just as you are. So together, we will eliminate drama from your life and your workplace. It's done in a very safe way. I make sure that the way I operate that is very much about safety and about clear guidelines on how we do that, because this is personal development that you're doing with your team. I believe this course would be brilliant to have for any parent, any partners and individuals, and to be able to integrate this language and communication into the way you operate within your family. I know that you can be a family that may not have great communication that's come down through the generations, and it makes it so much harder to get by in life if you stay in that drama cycle that maybe wasn't yours to begin with. So if you could bring that in and I think even integrate it through schools would be fantastic. But it's for business owners, small businesses, CEOs. We're all just learners in what we do as we adopt um, these roles in life. And basically we have people that we are responsible for, and it's about leading by example. I definitely feel that the hierarchy slips away when you do this work. It's about sitting at the table with people, being human beings, supporting each other in making this change. So it's really for anyone who's ready to transform, working together and developing relationships that are resourceful, resilient, and innovative. And I think we all have experienced a great need to step into resilience these past few years. So this will actually support you to continue to develop that with some type of framework and structure to how you continually build the muscle of basically transformation and empowerment. So if you're ready to upgrade your working relationships and become more resourceful, resilient, innovative, and lead to higher engagement, fulfillment, and productivity, learn about the empowerment dynamic and the 3 vital questions frameworks, and you can put them to work for you. I ask all my coaching clients to start by reading The Power of TED. It's available on Amazon. I personally enjoyed the Audible version of it. It's only a 3-hour read, and it's written in the form of a parable. So what I've seen with people who've come to the facilitated sessions, they sometimes come and say, I feel like that book was written about me. And so it's very relatable in the way that David has shaped it. Um, and generally, I'm just going to end here with, we're always at choice. We can choose to stay in drama and focus on problems, or we can choose to focus on our envisioned outcomes. And that is a choice. So we are always at choice. So please, my details here on the podcast, or you can contact me by email, susan@susandunlop.com.au. My website has more information on the programs that I run. And on there is a link that you can make a time just for a personal chat about what I've just shared, how you might want to integrate it into your life or into your workplace. So please don't hesitate to reach out. But for the moment, I will leave you with that as it is. And I look forward to being back in a few weeks' time with my next guest. Thank you. Take care.